Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to do a kind of an overview of some of the things I purchased. I did a video showing the back of my truck, and I want to do another video showing some of this other stuff that I purchased. But what I'm going to do today is what's I've called the RV hauling needs list. Now, most companies require this stuff and that you have to have this. So, and some of it is DOT required, some of it is the company you work for will require this. And then also, I have included here some things that I purchased. I like to be prepared, so I bought some additional things. Of course, the first thing here on this list is the truck. That, of course, is up to you. You may already have a truck, or you may be out looking for a truck, buying a brand new, used. I don't really have, there's a lot of videos out there on what's the best thing to do and all that, but really it's up to you. I found a used truck, 2017 Dodge Ram 3500, and it just so happens that the person, and it was from a guy in my hometown, and just so happens he was hauling RVs with it before he decided to get out of the business. So it was already set up with trailer hitches and the fifth wheel, and you've seen the videos of it. Um, and for me, it was a $40,000 purchase that I financed, and I'm paying about six. I'm going to hopefully give you some ballpark dollar range figures on this stuff, but I'm paying about $600 a month payment on it, and their insurance probably averages around $200 or $300 a month. Um, you'll have to have unladen insurance for the company you work for, and then you also have to have just the regular insurance on the vehicle. I'm not going to get into what unladen is and all that. That's for another video, maybe. Things they're going to require you to have. They're going to want you to have a trailer hitch, and you're also going to have that the trailer hitch that can use distribution bars with a two 5/16 ball, a minimum of 10,000 pounds. Um, you're also going to need a 2-inch ball rated at 6,000 pounds. I here have I don't I recommend that you don't skip quality here, because this is your connection to the camper, and you don't want anything to fail on you here. Let's see if I can click on this to show you what I have. This is the type that I have, and I recommend it. Um, you can see the cost over here, $300. So uh, it's not a bad price. I don't think I'm going to do that on all these. You can pick this up in the description. Click on the link, and I will send you a copy of this. That way you can go straight and take a look at what these things are. Fifth wheel hitch. This is not a requirement. You don't have to have this. Most companies will not require it, but it will kind of limit some of your loads that you can take. If you get one, it needs to be 20K rated, 20,000 pound rated. I have a Kurt. And if you have a truck bed that's less than 8 foot, they'll require you to have a sliding fifth wheel hitch, which is more expensive, obviously. Most of them will want you to have the 10-ply commercial rated tires. You'll have to have the exterior towing mirrors, that are extended, or a possibility of extending them. Window tint, you're not allowed to have up a certain percentage of window tint on your front windows. which means your front side and your windshield. It says most of them will have this, must not be below 70% transparency of the built-in factory glass. So if you've got tinted windows up front, you're probably going to have to take those off, unless they're factory, of course. You've got to have electric brake control. Most vehicle types that you're going to be purchasing will have these already. But if you have an older truck, it may not. You just need to add a aftermarket one. And mud flaps, you have to have mud flaps behind your rear tires. And then also you've got to have the long rubber mud flap on the back of your vehicle to block any debris that may be on the road that could come up and hit the front of the trailer camper that you're pulling. There's expensive ones out there. I bought this Ultra Guard here, and that is all you really need. Fire extinguisher has to be, and this is a DOT thing, but also I think most companies require it. You have to have the 10 BC UL rated at least, and then it has to be mounted somewhere on the truck or inside the truck, and it has to be charged properly, and it'll have to have the gauge on it to show that it is charged. That's my understanding anyway. A D-ring for attaching the trailer camper breakaway cable to the truck. Basically, you use this D-ring and attach it to where I've got two heavy-duty D-rings hooked to the spot where you would hook a trailer or a camper to your vehicle, the chains, and I just hook the chains to it, and then I put the breakaway cable inside that D-ring as well. You'll need the long shackle padlocks for locking the trailer hitch. And I just recommend locking anything up when you're on the road. There's people out there that like to take things and believe it or not, there's other companies that will company drivers that will come in. For some reason, truck drivers don't necessarily like the RV haulers. There's bad people in every mold, so it's not the case for every one of them, but there are some people that will come take things and pull pins out of your fifth wheel or something. And so if you can lock it, I would lock it. If you can get key to lock locks, that's the best. That way you don't have several keys, but I recommend locking everything. And the companies will require you to have a padlock to lock the trailer down to the rear of the vehicle, to the ball of your vehicle. Of course, you got to have the emergency warning devices. They have to be visible, reflective on both sides. I don't know anybody that gets the flares, but you can get those. The spare fuses, you got to have spare fuses. It's a DOT requirement, and obviously each company will want you to have those. You need a deep cycle marine battery. It's got to have the removable cover on it too, because you're going to use that to hook up to the campers. One of the reasons to hook up to the campers, one is for the breakaway system on the trailer, and then also you can hook it up and use the hydraulic lift on the campers to hook it to the back of your truck. You need at least one ratchet strap to tie down that battery to the camper, and I recommend getting more than just one. You'll use them for different things, and then if something happens to the one that you have, you've got a spare torque wrench. At least most of them require at least 125 foot-pounds. I've got this Craftsman here, the 250 pound. I've got a link to it. The sockets, you need a deep well socket. You need at least a 3/4, 13/16, and 7/8 inch. Again, this is required by all the companies. I've got this Nyko set here, a link to it. You'll have to torque all the lug nuts before you leave that facility, and then there are then actually there's, I think every after the first 50 miles you're supposed to check them again, and then the next 200 miles or something. I don't know the exact requirements for it, but definitely you want to check them before you leave the facility, and then I would check them again the next time you stop, just to make sure that they're still in place and torqued properly. Tire change, there's some states you go through that require you to have tire change in your vehicle, and I got the auto socks, which is supposed to be DOT approved, and you can, I think they're actually called auto socks. You can look them up. I didn't put a link because they'll be based on your tire size, so I think you can find them on Amazon, or I think Auto Socks has their own website, so you'll need those. And then some extra things that I bought, and I've just put a reminder here that anything that you buy is a business deduction, and if you know, a lot of this stuff, if you don't use it for the business, you can use it for your own vehicle or take it out, or however you want to do it. So but I got a dash cam. I got this Garmin dash cam Mini 2. It's small, it's great, it's an app, and you can save video on it. For instance, if there's an accident or something happens in front of you, you just, there's voice command. You can say, hey, record, Garmin, record video, and it will record the last. They make real expensive dash cams, but I found this one to be just as good as any of the other ones. There's a Blue Driver Bluetooth Pro OBDII scanning tool that will scan your vehicle to check, and I just plug it in you can leave it plugged in, but I just plug it in every now and then, and you use an app on your phone, and it will scan your vehicle just like a professional scanner, and tell you if there's something wrong with your vehicle that needs to get looked at. I usually scan it before I take it in for service, and then if there's anything wrong, I will have them look at it. Backup camera. I'd originally bought a Bluetooth backup camera, and that thing worked sometimes it didn't. I got tired of it. I finally bought this one here that you run the wiring on and everything, and it was really easy, and I was kind of mad at myself for not getting this in the first place, but I'm real happy with this backup camera. I've got a link to it here. It's not real expensive at all, and it's easy to install. Printer, some companies will require printers, some don't. If you're on the road a lot, I would say get one. I've had cases where I needed one, but luckily the company I was working for, at each facility yard where they had the campers, they would have a printer there that you could use. So, but you can stop in places, I think most Office Depot places and things like that, you can print stuff off there. But if you could get a small printer and put in your truck, get a Bluetooth one, there's many of them. You could spend a lot of money, but just get what you think's best if you want one. I bought an iPad so with cell service on the iPad. Again, it was deduction, business deduction, and I use it for navigation and other things. Not a whole lot of other stuff on it, but I do use it for navigation, and I'll kind of show you on another video how I have all my electronics set up in my vehicle. I bought the RAM mounts for mounting my iPad and iPhone and GoPro and backup camera. The ram mounts are kind of expensive. Well, they are expensive. You don't necessarily have to have those, but they're very convenient and not that hard to install. I bought a portable power station. And I use this for many different things, but the main thing is running my thermoelectric cooler. If my vehicle's not running, like if I shut it down to hook up the camper or whatever, or if I, like in the evenings when I shut down and sleep in my truck, I just plug my cooler into that portable power station, and it runs it all night long, no problems. Of course, I use it to charge my devices at night when I've got the truck shut off and sleeping. I usually will shut my truck off unless it's real cold outside. You know, it's cold enough that I need to run it. But and then I usually shut it off up until early in the morning. Sometime when I wake up and I'm cold, I'll fire up my truck then. But so that comes in, the power station comes in handy for running the cooler and other stuff while you're sleeping. You can get portable heaters and things to hook up to them, but I don't have that. Thermoelectric portable cooler. I've got an Igloo, and I'm real happy with this one, and I highly recommend this instead of getting a cooler with ice and those stupid frozen things that you put in the freezer and that thaw out on you real quick, and then you have to refreeze them. But my life became much easier when I got this portable cooler, and so I'll recommend that to put your drinks in, sandwiches and things, sandwich meat, whatever you need to keep cool. They can get real expensive, but this Igloo is, I think, under $100, $90 something, and it works perfect. I bought this I've got a WeBoost. If you don't know what the WeBoost is, it is a cell phone signal booster. I have tested this out before, getting in situations to where I lost complete service. I plugged in the WeBoost and ended up getting 1 bar. It will increase and if you've got 1 bar and you need more signal, because there are times when you're out there that you need to contact your office or something, or maybe you have an emergency or whatever. With this WeBoost, you can usually get a signal good enough to get a call out or a text or something. Is it necessary? No. Is it expensive? Yes. But I thought it was worth it. Again, it's a business deduction, and I went ahead and purchased it. And also, you saw in the video, or if you hadn't watched the video, go back and look for it. I think it's the video previous to this one I did what was in the back of my truck, and you saw the torque impact wrench. That I bought this. I think I bought it from Harbor Freight. It's the Earthquake, and it was $260 something, I think. And you can go in and it works just fine. It works good, and man, it's a lot easier than hand torquing each lug nut. When you get the lug nut wrench out, you've got to set it properly to the right torque. You got to get that done first, right? And then you got to go around and torque each lug nut. So with this, I just hit each one, torque it, and you'll need those torque sticks, and it's really quick. And I got the torque sticks also from Harbor Freight. They're Pittsburgh. So I think that's about it. That's about all the things that you really need. And again, these at the end you really don't have to have. These at the top you have to have. And then your company may require more things, but these are the basic things. I will have this again in the description. You click on the link, give me your email, and I'll send you this to you. And if there's anything else that you need, any more questions or anything, just feel free to ask. And I hope this video helps you. If it did, please like it and subscribe, and I'll keep doing these. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you later.